So, there's been a lot of buzz recently about this deer called the Alexander buck. This isn't just any deer, it's a potentially record-breaking whitetail that was killed by a guy named Christopher C.J. Alexander. But here's the thing, there are some serious allegations of poaching going around. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources has stepped in, taken the deer from Alexander, and started an investigation. Here's what we know from a press release from the Department of Natural Resources. Wildlife officers are looking into this potentially record-breaking deer that was supposedly killed during the archery hunting season in Clinton County, Ohio. The deer was allegedly taken by Christopher J. Alexander, a 28-year-old from Wilmington, on November 9, 2023. The investigation started after some information came out suggesting that Alexander might not have gotten the necessary written permission to hunt on private property. While they're still looking into it, the wildlife officers have taken the antlers, cape, and hunting equipment that were supposedly used in the unlawful killing of the deer. Alexander insists that he killed the buck legally on November 9, 2023, on a 30-acre property owned by his sister. But now, there are questions about where exactly the buck was killed. Some people on hunting forums have pointed out that Alexander says he found his buck during the day, but all the photos of the deer were taken at night. Alexander explained that he and his friend Corey Honert waited for Honert's girlfriend to finish work before taking pictures because she had a good camera. Mike Rex, the secretary of Ohio's Buckeye Big Buck Club, gave the buck a preliminary score of 206 7/8 inches. If that score holds up, the buck could be the biggest typical whitetail ever taken in Ohio, and the third biggest in North America. But there's a catch. The Boone and Crockett Club has a rule about antlers sharing a common base, and it looks like the left antler of the Alexander buck might not meet that rule. So, even without the legal issues, there are questions about the score. And speaking of legal issues, according to Ohio law, anyone found guilty of illegally taking a deer over 125 inches has to pay a special fine on top of any other penalties. The fine is calculated using a formula based on the size of the deer. If the Alexander buck's reported score of 235 7/8 inches is accurate, and if Alexander is found guilty, he could be looking at an additional fine of over $30,000.